Um, I'm like, I don't care. You're good. Okay.
Yeah, the mic's in the way.
All right. So we're doing right now, we're doing AI swarms. So, okay. So what I want to talk to you about now,
I think that
what do you think? How should
you
I?
can call it AI swarms, but what's going to happen in the search results is if you do AI swarms and that's the keyword you go after,
Uh,
you're going to end up with a bunch of nerds. Your videos can end up with a bunch of nerds on YouTube and they're like the smartest AI people in the world.
uh,
Don't go there.
yeah,
Don't compete with them.
yeah.
Go to a different search. You know, use AI to make money.
Use AI to
I don't
make money.
something like that.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about, hey, this is why you need to be in AI right now because 12 months out, this is what you're looking at.
So in the video, you are going to talk about how to use AI to make money.
That's the thing. It's not exactly it. It's how oh, how about this? How to use how to create an entire company with AI.
How to create an entire company with AI.
Yeah.
Workflow with AI. Okay.
And so then all the AIs work together to do tasks. That's what we're talking about. That's what a
Yes.
swarm
Yeah.
does. So how to run an entire company with AI. And we'll talk uh because it's coming. It's not quite there
Right.
yet. So
Right.
it's like uh what comes next, how you're going to be able to run an entire company with AI.
Okay.
Something like that.
In this video, we're going to talk about how you are going to be able to run an entire company using AI. Let's get into it. This is how Emma's beat sound.
I don't know the theme song.
It's okay. I'm hyped. Okay. All right. In this video, all right. So we have Brett here. All right. So we are in Hawaii. We have Brett here from clickmill.co. All right, so we are in Hawaii. We have Brett here from clickmill.co, and which is a Christian marketing firm. Firm? Is it a firm?
Agency firm, doesn't matter.
Agency. All right, so we are in Hawaii right now. I'm with Brett from clickmill.co, which is a Christian marketing agency, and he is going to talk to us about what is coming down the pike with AI and how AI is going to be able to be used to help you run your entire company and with something that is called AI swarms. Brett, take it away.
All right, awesome. So in the past number of videos that we've been here and we've been talking about how to start an agency, how to pick a service you want to start with, how to pick an industry, how to know your client, meet a need. And then in the last couple of videos, we've been talking about how do you create content, whether it's YouTube videos or blog content or whatever with AI. And that is all good and well. However, right now it's pretty straightforward. Like you just take the workflow that you have for the content creation of whatever kind, and you say which parts can I automate? Which parts can these chatbots, automate basically the writing as long as you have reliable information to feed in. It can automate the images to some degree, and when I say to some degree, I mean our team has cut down basically our work time on articles, on YouTube video scripts, on these types of things, course creation, down to 5% of what it was. So when I say it can automate, it's almost automated. You do still have to have a person who's figuring out any issues that come out. Now, we're going to go to like way next level. There are already teams of people and websites set up to do what are called AI swarms. Okay. And what that, if you think like a drone, and then you think of a drone swarm, there's like 100 drones all flying in, and like I don't know how the military uses that, but that's a swarm. Okay, so an AI swarm is an organized bunch of what are called artificial intelligent agents. So I want to break this down because there's a lot of nerdy stuff going on here.
Yeah.
So you saw ChatGPT used in the last video to create a YouTube script. Okay, that's just using the AI and saying, here's the task, execute the task, and then it does it right then. An agent is like hiring an assistant, and it just runs all the time. So you say, every 24 hours, I want you to recheck the keyword plan because you did all the keyword research and recheck the keyword plan for new keywords I put in there, and then use the information you have and write a new article. And okay, so that's an agent, and it just goes through and writes articles every 24 hours for any
Wow.
keywords put in there. Okay, so that's an agent because the agent is just doing a digital job just like you would.
Hmm.
Okay, so if you know how to do the job really, really well, and you can give it exact parameters to the agent that is autonomous and can work by itself, and you can say, here's exactly what I want you to do, it will just go in and do it all the time. Well, that is a whole employee. And so what you're talking about here, firstly, is there is going to be a large shift. I guess I'm not predicting, but it seems highly likely that there's going to be a very large shift in labor, especially starting out with digital labor.
Mhm.
Okay. So, first thing, you have an agent. Well, the next logical step, and this is what sites are already getting set up for. I have already seen functioning models of this now. So, you give this 6 months, 12 months, we're already there. And this is what, January 2024,
Yeah.
right? So you're going to then have artificial intelligence agents who are trained in particular tasks. They're specialists, say writing articles. They're going to talk to other AI agents just like the members of a blogging team would talk to each other. So you have the keyword research AI, and you tell that agent, I want you to go into SEMrush. I want you to do all the keyword research for this exact industry and this niche for these services. I want you to put it in this Excel sheet with the search volumes, and I want you to go in every 12 hours and I want you to update all that stuff. I wouldn't do it every 12 hours, but let's just say. Then the next AI agent, you're saying, all right, Bob, we'll call the first guy Bob. Bob did all the keyword research. All right, Joe, I want you to go in to the Google Sheet. I want you to take those
And
keywords,
Bob and Joe are different AI
different
agents.
AI agents, right? So, Joe, you're the writer. You're going to go in, you're going to grab whatever keyword is best by these certain parameters. Here's how you decide what's best. And I will tell Joe how to pick the keyword that's next. You're going to go in, you're going to grab that, you're going to do the Google research. Here's how you're going to do it. You're going to look at our site if it's relevant. Here's all the resources you can pull from. You can give them training documents, and you say, pull from all this stuff and write an article that meets these requirements. It's got to be the best on Google. Here's how you know it's the best. He writes the article. Then he passes it to, Sally Jane, and Sally Jane is the search engine optimization specialist AI,
Gosh.
and she's going to go through and it's like, okay, you need to insert keywords and rephrase things and do this and go through and SEO it so it shows up on Google. Okay, so she's going to go through Google. And then the next guy is the editor. So you've got the editor. I want you to go through, check for any spelling.
These are all a separate AI agents. There's no
Right,
people.
right. So you're creating a business with AI that run essentially for free. That's not free.
Yeah.
You do have to pay, but when you consider the cost of hiring someone versus the cost of just getting an AI to do this,
Yeah.
it's just totally different.
All right, keep going, keep going. So you got
So you
then
send it to
goes to
the
the
editor.
editor.
The editor looks it over, and the editor knows all of it. That's why the editor is at the top of publishing, right? They edit and publish. So the editor looks it over and says, okay, writing, keyword, SEO optimization. And then it's like based on the issues in the article, because AIs don't get this perfect. And this is why you have the swarm, you have the team, because they check each other. So the editor then says, oh, this is missed, this is missed. It's a fresh perspective. Like AIs actually need a different perspective. So the editor goes, oh, this is junk. You missed this, this, and this. And he sends it back to the relevant person on the team. That person fixes it.
Which is not a person, an AI agent.
It is, yeah, it's an agent,
Yeah,
right? So not
yeah.
a person, right? Thank you.
I'm just
Yeah,
it's crazy.
it's weird. And then so that that agent finishes whatever they were supposed to do, goes back to the, like, say the SEO person, then they recheck, and then it goes back to the editor, and the editor kicks it back again, and it just cycles until the editor passes off. And the thing is, your mind has to be the editor. So that's why I say in the last video, you have to be an expert. Because if you don't know what the editor is supposed to be looking for, you're going to have a junky AI editor. So you tell the editor. So once the editor passes the content based on the things that you told, in my mind, this is what I'm looking for, editor. This is the things you're looking for. He goes, awesome, A plus, kicks it over to the, like, let's say your web developer AI agent. And the web developer takes that article, transitions it, say, from a Google Doc into your WordPress site, formats it, puts in the whatever, puts in the banners, and then publishes it and then ranks it on Google. And so there you have a completely automated, say if you're doing a marketing service, content marketing business, and all you do is just sit and watch. All you got to do is figure out how to get the clients. And then you just plug in the clients into this system and it's all done. That is a swarm, but that's not where that is kind of the baby version. So do you want me to go a little bit more?
Sure.
I say it that way only because we've talked about how to write content,
Yeah.
whether it's YouTube. Okay. Now, what is going to happen beyond that is everything else will be automated. Right now, you can't really have it do keyword research. It can kind of invent keywords, but they're not really tied to the real world in any way. You're going to be able to release it into SEM Rush and it's going to pull it out. Or for example, with YouTube, there are already programs that are AI that will give a 3D rendering of your face and it will do a rendering of your voice. It'll have you say things and move your heads around and
Yeah.
it will create you
Oh my gosh.
that is AI, just like we could just render that image in the last video.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to render a video and you say, I want you to put me on this background
Yeah.
saying this script, which was also AI edited. And as long as you do it well and you're using content that is reliable, it will make a perfect representation of you and your teaching.
Wow.
And you'll be able to export them one after the other almost. I mean, depending on processing power, because videos are higher processing, you're gonna be able to do that instantaneously. So the next thing that's going to happen is all of the things that take time will disappear digitally. So you're not going to have to plan scripts or any of this stuff. The next thing that's going to happen is you just created a content creation team for blogs that's all AI and a content creation team for YouTube that's doing the video content because you
Yeah.
know how to do both of those. Then you need a manager for both of those. Well, that's my job, except now I don't have to do that because if I'm managing and I know how to do it, I can have a manager AI.
Right.
So now you have an entire company
Whew.
full of employee AIs that do everything. And what's going to happen is if you basically know how to be a CEO and you know how to structure a company, and for this reason, I've got a bunch of books over here on systems and decision making and corporate structuring and incentives because it's like I need to know all the things that a CEO needs to know because give it a couple years and there'll be single person businesses with 1,000 with 1 million AIs running the stuff
Oh my
and it's going to
gosh.
be wild and that's where things are going. And so to that to the end, I guess if we jump all the way to the end, what you want to do right now is you still have time to get in, you still have time to develop skills, and you already have skills that you're very good at and bring those in. Find a company, find a niche, find keywords where you can solve a problem with your skills, learn the remaining skills that you need, and start playing with artificial intelligence to get good results. Because as it develops, the people who are able to structure these artificial intelligence swarms or teams to work together, those are the people that are going to see the wealth. It's gonna basically just accumulate to an even smaller number of people. The power is going to continue to accumulate to the smaller number of people. So if you're here now, you can ride the wave up. If you try to get in 5 years or 10 years, these people who got in at the beginning, just like any platform, just like the app stores, just like any of this stuff,
Mm.
they get in at the beginning and they just get all the traffic because they're the only ones there. It's very hard to beat them out later. So get in now, learn the skills, learn how a team functions, study how CEOs think and work. So when that technology starts to come out, you can be the first to market and you can bring your costs way down, put your results way up, and outcompete everyone who's sitting around going, gee, AI seems kind of complicated. I don't really want to do that. You're light years ahead of them in a month.
So that's crazy. Mind blown. I know that there are probably a lot of people watching, and it's not to convince you one way or another, but there's probably a lot of people watching who are m- have maybe some moral setback with using
Mm,
AI or something, or they think, hey, maybe this is the mark of the beast, or you know, and so, I know I've talked to you before, and you've kind of compared it to a tool,
yes.
just like Google's search engine is now a tool that we can quickly access,
Yeah.
what how keywords or where to go or what to do or
Mhm.
Google Maps is a tool. And so not that it would convince anyone who, because I know that there are some people who have major holdups with that, and so they are probably not going to want to jump on that. But can you talk just a little bit? Not that again, you're not going to convince people one way or another, but just to see it maybe as a tool. Um,
Yeah, I think that to that point, I think that Christians, and we run a Christian marketing agency, a lot of Christians, and I've met some that are very concerned that, you're looking at sort of like end timesy stuff with AI. But outside of that, people who are not Christian are looking at it like you've got Elon Musk, and this is getting into some very, what do you want to say, fringe discussions because it's so new. People are not thinking about these things yet, at least in popular culture, at least you got Elon Musk with Neuralink. He is implanting computer chips into people's brains and they're able to control televisions. They're able to. The next step to that is you pair the AI and the AI can read your mind and you are like the positive side is you're a super person because like, it cuts our blog team down to 5%. What if my brain just talked to an AI and it was just there all the time and I said, here's what I want and I thought it and it just manifested into reality. It's instant results just based on your knowledge. Okay, so that's the positive side. Well, the downside is now you've got the ability for people to hack your brain.
yeah,
And that's the downside. So it's like, I know those are crazy ideas. And then you've obviously got the Christians who are worried more about, other
yeah,
more, so to that end though, assessing the risk. Firstly, I would say just like the internet, it gives everybody in the world instant access to all the information. Great. That's good. However, that information comes mainly from Google, who also owns YouTube. Alphabet owns both. So there is a high power centralization. So if there is a particular leaning of the companies that have this type of control that get the mass adoption, well, the information may or may not be accurate to the truth. It may be more accurate to the leaning of that organization or group or entity. Now, in regard to the I am going to use it because it is a tool. It is a point of leverage to create a result. If I'm going to lift a car, I'm not going to do it with my hands. I'm going to get a really big lever and I'm going to lift it. Well, same thing with that. If I'm going to try to help a lot of people, I'm going to do it with AI because it is way faster and more capable of me. And it's just going to use my knowledge. So I'm going to use it, but I'm also going to assess the downside risk. Like, am I going to put a chip in my brain and then let it be in my brain all the time? I'm probably not going to do that because at that point I start losing some control over what it may or may not be able to do. I don't want it in my brain. I want to be able to disconnect. So to the how much do you rely on it and how much you don't is going to be coming down to like on a personal risk assessment. And, for example, one risk that I have to consider inside of a marketing firm is what happens if I train every single person on my team to just know how to use AI and then that AI goes down or the servers go down. Well, we're stuck because nobody knows how to actually do the work.
yeah,
Okay, so what I want is I want to have the backup. My team is actually experts on this stuff that use AI, so they're supercharged experts. Well, if something were to go down, if the servers were to go down, who knows, a solar flare, like it shuts down everything. Well, they can still function, and maybe it's in the dark ages, writing with your fingers on a keyboard, but they can still do it, and nobody else remembers how to do it.
yeah,
So, you want to allocate your resources and you want to assess your risk accordingly because just like money, people can, money's a tool. You can get a lot of money and you can go right off the deep end. So you want to assess how you use it and make sure you're doing it in a way that is, wise
yeah.
and prudent.
Yeah. So if you are apprehensive about AI, I will be honest, I am apprehensive as well. But what's Brett's talking about is things that are happening and are going to happen. And, I went to an Christian apologetics conference, and what they were saying was we as Christians don't want to not be at the table. Right. We want to be at the table when they're deciding what to do with humanity. Right. We don't want to just not have any knowledge of what's going on.
If you check out, you have no control.
Right, right. So we want to have a seat at the table to be able to say, "Hey, morality is really important, with this stuff." No, we no, like I don't want. I'm not going to get a chip in my head. You know what I'm saying? If you're apprehensive about it, I get it. What we're doing is we're just showing you what is coming down the pike and how you can use it, however you see it. You can begin to use it as a tool um, to use for good, to be someone who can bring good to that situation and a godly perspective and a moral perspective to that situation so that we do have a seat at the table and we're not just naive and don't know what's going on. And so that is coming down the pike. That's AI swarms. If you want more information on how to use AI for content creation or other marketing tools, head on over to clickmill.co. Check out Brett's platform over there. And if you want to know how much money YouTube paid me in my first 30 days, go ahead and click that video right there, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.